I hate racists and people who oppose this wonderful development. I'm proud to say that I support diversity and multiculturalism.
Hello. Before we get into today's video, I just want to remind everyone that Sunsworn is still in demand. This is the next great space fantasy adventure. Created and written by yours truly. If you're sick and tired of our entertainment being co-opted and going woke, and you just want to get back to escapist entertainment, this is the new saga for you. Check it out. Link in the description below. Let's get into today's video. Ladies and gentlemen, orcs were only the beginning. If you recall, not too long ago, I did a video on orcs being blamed for racism. People trying to say orcs were portraying black people in, fantasy gaming, fantasy movies. And, the conclusion I draw from that is simply, who made the decision? Who looked at the orc race and said, hey, they're describing black people? Whoever made that call is really the racist, in my opinion, it seems. But from PC Gamer, now we have D&D is trying to move away from racial stereotypes. It's getting rid of the concept of, quote, evil races and making changes to racial ability scores. Damn. When are things going to be declared as having gone too far? When is that going to happen? Is it ever going to happen? Is there such a thing as too far? Is there such a thing as a bar low enough? Apparently not. D&D's fantasy races are often painted in broad strokes, ensuring that if you ever need a cunning villain, you can always just grab a drow or drow, however you want to pronounce that, or maybe an orc if you need a monstrous warrior with an anger problem. Wizards of the Coast says it's trying to put an end to that, however, in an attempt to make the tabletop game more inclusive. Now there's that word. There's that word that's always suspect. Inclusive. Diversity. These words are always a red flag. In a blog post published last week, the publisher outlines some of the changes it's already made, as well as steps it's planning to make. D&D 5th edition is easily the most accessible and inclusive edition of the game, but there's still loads of room for improvement. Well, let's go ahead and take a look at that blog post and just see exactly what's going on here. So here it is, and I think from the name of the article we can pretty much surmise what's coming our way. Diversity and Dungeons and Dragons. Damn it. Okay, so Dungeons and Dragons teaches that diversity is strength. Well, so did somebody else. I don't know if you've ever seen Anti-Racist Hitler, but that's kind of his catchphrase too.
Diversity is good. Diversity is a strength. Diversity is what makes the Middle East so peaceful.
Yeah, moving on. For only a diverse group of adventurers can overcome the many challenges a D&D story presents. In that spirit, making D&D as welcoming and inclusive as possible has moved to the forefront of our priorities over the last 6 years. Well, we'd like to share with you what we've been doing and what we plan to do in the future to address legacy D&D content that does not reflect who we are today. Well, that's awfully reminiscent of all of these disclaimers popping up on streaming networks, streaming programs, streaming apps that say basically this material is outdated, it has outdated views, blah, 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 blah. If you're offended, it's basically not our fault. So rather than editing out this kind of content, which is going to piss people off, now we're going to throw up this disclaimer so we can virtue signal right away, right from the gate. You understand that we are not part of the problem. We're not problematic. It's just old material. We have to put it up here, or those a-hole conservatives are going to get mad at us and not buy our shit. I hate this stuff. We recognize that doing this isn't about getting to a place where we can rest on our laurels, but continuing to head in the right direction. We feel that being transparent about it is the best way to let our community help us continue to calibrate our efforts. One of the explicit design goals of 5th edition D&D is to depict humanity in all its beautiful diversity by depicting characters who represent an array of ethnicities, gender identities, sexual orientations, and beliefs. Once again, we go back to this. Why? Okay, I don't know about you, but in my D&D games, way back, from 1st edition to 2nd, this wasn't something that really appears in the books. This wasn't something that needed to be addressed. Why? Because the game's all about imagination. If you want to have, if you want to play an orc male who identifies as a female, or identifies as a troll for that matter, you can do that. There's nothing in the rules that says you can't. There's nothing preventing that. But apparently, just to get that virtue signal in, we have to make sure that it's addressed, it's stated, it's in print, so everybody knows that we're inclusive, we're diverse, we're allies. Nobody cares. This is more injection of bullshit into escapist entertainment. Nobody gives a shit who characters are welcoming into their bedroom. And if you do give a shit, you can put that in your game. There's nothing that says you can't. There's nothing against it. This is just something that doesn't need to be included. This is a giant virtue signal and nothing else. That's why this shit is irritating. That's why people get mad about this stuff. Because it's just one big... It's just a big sign saying, look at me, look what we're doing. Look what we're doing. We're the good guys. Like us. Buy our stuff. Meanwhile, your target audience is basically telling you to go F yourself. You're driving them away. People are tired of this. We're tired of seeing it everywhere. We're tired of having it forced upon us all the time, everywhere. We're not allowed to escape from reality anymore. We have to listen to this political garbage day in and day out from every single source around us. Tired of it. So yeah, let's just skip ahead to see what these idiots are doing. Here we go. Bullet points. Number 1, we present orcs and drow in a new light. In 2 of our most recent books, Eberron, Rising from the Last War, and Explorer's Guide to Wildmount. In those books, orcs and drow are just as morally and culturally complex as other peoples. We will continue that approach in future books, portraying all the peoples of D&D in relatable ways and making it clear that they are as free as humans to decide who they are and what they do. Okay, I believe that's already been addressed. When I was in high school. Back in the 90s. Hell, I think it started in the early 80s. Do you remember a character named Drizzt Do'Urden? Do you? Do you remember Drizzt? Because, yeah, that's pretty much where this started. It's already out there. People play good drow characters all the time. Why? Because of the Icewind Dale trilogy. Because of the Dark Elf trilogy. Because this was already done. It's already been explored. And the longer those series went on, the more you would have other Dark Elves coming out, saying they didn't agree with the culture. They were changing their ways, what have you. You have orcs doing the same. These have been complex characters in those books. And yeah, it's already done. You're not doing something big and new here. Just because you want a virtue signal doesn't mean you're being original. You're just being assholes. You're just pandering. And that's what people are tired of. Next point, when every D&D book is reprinted, we have an opportunity to correct errors that we or the broader D&D community discovered in that book. Each year we use those opportunities to fix a variety of things, including errors in judgment. In recent reprintings of Tomb of Annihilation and Curse of Strahd, for example, we changed text that was racially insensitive. Those reprints have already been printed and will be available months ahead. Okay. So congratulations. Now you're digging through all your old stuff and reprinting them, forcing people to buy them again. If they want this, the racial insensitivities to be excluded from their precious gaming experience, they can get those books again and pay you again to get those fixes. Next point. Later this year, we will release a product, not yet announced, that offers a way for a player to customize their character's origin, including the option to change the ability score increases that come from being an elf, dwarf, or one of D&D's many other playable folk. This option emphasizes that each person in the game is an individual with capabilities of their own. We already knew that. There's already been tons of supplements where you can customize different races. Look at Pathfinder, for example. Maybe that's where you got the idea. But I mean, whatever. You can do what you want here. But it just seems very unnecessary to me. And again, house rules are a thing for a reason. Everybody seems to have forgotten house rules exist. You can do whatever you want in your own game. You don't need the parent company to tell you it's okay to pat you on the head and say, here you go. You can be inclusive now, boys and girls. No, we don't need that. We don't need it. All of this is unnecessary. Next point. Curse of Strahd included a people known as the Vistani and featured the Vistani heroine Esmeralda. Regrettably, their depiction echoes some stereotypes associated with the Romani people in the real world. Now, are they stereotypes or are they culturally accurate? There is a difference. And, I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but stereotypes exist for a reason. People don't just make them up to be hateful. A lot of times stereotypes developed because it accurately reflects a culture. Sorry. Sorry. There's an inconvenient truth for you. To rectify that, we've not only made changes to Curse of Strahd, but in 2 upcoming books, we will also show working with a Romani consultant. God, what the... the Vistani in a way that doesn't rely on reductive tropes. Okay. By the way, Curse of Strahd was not your idea. It's yet another stolen module from the distant past. This has been reprinted and reprinted and reprinted for each new edition as they try to bilk more money out of their audience. Go F yourself. Next point. We've received valuable insights from sensitivity readers. Sensitivity readers? What the hell is that? Oh my god. Can I get a job as a sensitivity reader? I think I would excel in that position. On 2 of our recent books, we are incorporating sensitivity readers into our creative process, and we will continue to reach out to experts in various fields to help us identify our blind spots. Holy cow. Sensitivity readers is now a thing. There you go. All these, all you liberal D-bags going to college for your gender studies and all these useless degrees that would never allow you to find a decent paying job. Here you go. There's openings now. Sensitivity readers. Get on it. And lastly, we're proactively seeking new, diverse talent to join our staff and our pool of freelance writers and artists. Oh, here we go. This is what it all boils down to, doesn't it? White people, get out. Especially white men. We don't need you. All you do is make racist orcs and, make dark elf jokes in the lunchroom. We're done with you. Get out. Oh, boy. We brought in contributors who reflect the beautiful diversity of the D&D community to work on books coming out in 2021. We're going to invest even more in this approach and add a broad range of new voices to join the chorus of D&D storytelling. That would be the Screeching Rees. That's what that chorus is made up of now, apparently. Oh, yeah, we will continue to listen to you all. No, that's a lie. They won't listen to me. They won't listen to you. We will continue to listen to all of you who screech and call us racist and bigots. That's who they'll listen to. We created 5th edition in conversation with the D&D community. Whew, it's a conversation that continues to this day. That's a whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Virtue signal, virtue signal, virtue signal. Here we are. This is the state of Dungeons and Dragons, everyone. Our role-playing games are being accosted along with all of our entertainment, our movies, our TV, our novels, our comic books. All of it is being shat upon. And we're just going to sit here and let it happen. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't patronize this shit. Speak up. Speak loudly. And yeah, we got to stop this. We got to stop it. This world is spinning out of control. You know, we got we got places making laws now where only white people have to wear masks because of COVID, because it's you know, oppressive somehow to make everyone do it. But it's okay to oppress white people, F white people. That right? That's the message I'm getting. Anyway, let me know what you think about all of this. Diversity in Dungeons and Dragons. Is this your cup of tea? Is this your bag? Is this what you want to see? Or not? Let me know. Give me your opinion in the comments below. If you're not subscribed, please do so. Join the gays community. Get on board with that gays agenda. And if you haven't yet checked out Sunsworn, please take a look at that. I promise you, pure escapist entertainment is coming your way. These people are destroying everything we love. We got to take it back. We have to make our own properties, our own IPs, our own stories. Because the future's at stake. The next generation, this is what they have to look forward to. Don't let it happen. As always, thank you all for watching. Appreciate each and every one of you. And we'll catch you in the next one. Peace.